How to play and visualise. So we're going to visualise F major first. So we're going to go a little bit faster through this video today, I think, because it's a simple one for a start, and you've seen all these videos before. We've already got 6 of them, different keys. So, but all the hand positions are different. Okay. All right. This is an extremely easy one to remember because you can see that it uses all the white keys except one, and that's the B flat. So group 2, it's the rightmost black note. Okay. We don't press. When we're going around the circle of fifths now anti-clockwise, so we're going through the F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat. So we don't press, if we've got a black note, right, we don't press the note on the right, which is the white note. That's another useful memory association to make, right? When we're going around the circle of fifths in the flats, we don't press the notes on the right. When we go clockwise and we're sharpening the sevenths, we don't press the note on the left. So in the key of A, for instance, see how we got C sharp? Just knowing that because we've got sharpened notes, we don't press notes on the left. That can be very helpful when you're in your real-time playing, knowing not to press that. Right? So that we create a whole lot of memory associations when we're trying to learn something. Right? Usually you only need 2 or 3. But I've just tried to list as many as I can, and whatever works for you. So the F major scale uses almost all the white notes except B flat, okay, the rightmost. So we said all that. You don't play the white note on the right. All right, so the newly added note is B flat. All right, so that's pretty straightforward, easy to visualise, okay? Now, the right-hand finger placement for F. So this has its own finger placement because we have B flat. And if you look at my hands here, we can't swing our thumb under on the 3rd anymore up to B flat, right? So we have to go to the 4th. So if we note the top diagram there, so the right hand's, just follow the arrows, we're going up the key going up and down the key coming back, up the scale, sorry. Well, the key. So we swing on 4, we swing on 7, the interval 4, not the number 4, and we swing on 7. We don't have 7 fingers, we've only got 5 in one hand. So we swing on the interval 7 and 4, right? So first interval is going to be the ring finger, ring. So we see on the bottom we have ring, middle, ring. Ring. And we end on the ring. Notice we end on the ring, right? But because that's 1 octave coming down, and then we're coming back on the 4. But when we go up, ring, middle, back, see the thumb? Ring, and we finish up. And when we finish up on the ring. We don't keep on going, right? So we do have to know where to finish, right? But we can hear that too. You know, we can hear when it finishes. It has a nice resolution sound, resolving sound. So we don't have to, make a point of remembering to finish on the ring because we can just hear it anyway. But we do have to make a point to land right on the ring coming down, right? So we start on the ring here. Ring, middle, ring. Okay? And again, we got the numbers 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 1. When we're learning numbers, we want to learn them instantly. And that would come in time. You'll know where all the fourths are. You'll know where all the fifths are instantly on the piano. I'm doing videos for them. You're going to know how to find every single interval, so you can create every chord without relying on the chord charts. All the chord charts with the finger positions and all that, with all the notes. You can toss that away. Excuse me. You're going to learn how to create chords in real time. Okay, now we've got the left hand. Okay. Oh, all right. 1 second. Okay. He forgot. I forgot to include him in the video, and he's just really getting upset now. All right. Okay, okay, I've got you here. He's here now. Say hello. All right, let's get moving. All right, just be there. Okay, let's get moving. Now left hand, okay, even though, so the hand placement for the left hand is the same as C, G, D, A and F. Although you've played it on the other ones, right, and go down, it's still difficult to do on a new scale because you've got to visualise it, right? So even though, you know, C is, we can play that, right? And coming down, you know, we can play all this. Because you're on F now, you need to remember that you've got a B flat there now, okay? And so you look down and it's a re-visualisation. So left hand, we can see that we go all the way to the thumb, right? And we got middle, ring, middle again. So we're going to swing on the middle, right? Then the ring, middle, and we come back down. Middle, and emphasise it, go middle. Middle, ring, middle, and come back down, okay? So again, we see the top row is going up, follow the arrows, and the bottom row is coming down, okay? And then we have to also say the numbers too, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But try to mix it up because saying it in order doesn't really teach you too much because we all know how to count to 7. 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. So we're learning to instantly know where they are, the numbers, okay? We're going to be doing the interval numbers. We're going to be doing a lot of intervals, right? Because the whole language we use is intervals. So, middle, ring, up there, B flat, middle, middle, ring, middle, and we roll back. So we've got to remember that to get that B flat in there. All right, let's move on. So the finger mobility is just where we practice the scale, okay? And we just go slowly, and we're just practicing. So right hand, ring, middle, ring. Now we don't need to remember to end on the ring because we can keep on going, right? But we can really hear that. We can hear it coming home, right? But we do have to remember where to land. So it's ring, middle, ring, right, coming down. So we've got to remember to hit that ring, not the middle, not the second, hit the ring. You usually get mixed up sometimes coming down, or you might hit the middle instead of the ring while you're learning it. You know it's going to be the middle or the ring finger. They're usually on all the scales, the fingers, right? So you need to remember which one coming down and which one going up. Right? And then it will kick in as muscle memory. But we're trying to know what we're doing with our hands before the muscle memory. We're not just trying to build muscle memory, right? We're trying to understand first what's happening. Because the understanding helps you remember. It gives you more. Muscle memory is not reliable, so we need more memory association. So when you're learning songs, you're not just learning in muscle memory. You're going to bring together a whole lot of memory associations to help you learn the song. All right, so we're coming back down, right? So ring. So we don't start on the pinky, we start on the ring. Ring, middle, ring. And you can see we need to land on the ring so those fingers can line up to hit the F. So, and again, we're going to be doing the numbers. 1, 3, 2, 4. Then, right, we swing on the ring. 5, 6, 5, 4, 6, 5, 5, 6, 5, 4, 4. Now we can't just jump, we have to land to the 5, right? Before we can hit the 6, right? 6, 7, 1. There's a major 7 right next to the 1. It's always good to note, to find a major 7th, it's just a tone down, a semitone down, right? From the octave up high. Always, if you're up here, there's your major 7th. Major 7th, easy. I can't wait to do the video on how to create every chord instantly. Now, naming chords, how we name a chord, isn't as important. Knowing the names of the chord isn't as important as knowing what you're doing, right? Most of the names you'll find, there's a section in my book on just the names, on how we name chords, but a lot of the names are very descriptive to what you're doing. So if you understand what you're doing, the name becomes natural, and there's just a few little naming rules. So naming is, don't worry about complex names of chords, because in this method we're going to learn a simple chord. We're going to break it up into a simple chord and then a melody, what you do with your right hand. So for instance, if your right hand's playing a second, right, and we got a C minor, all right, you've got a more complex sound there, right, because you've got that second. There's no need to write, if your right hand's going to play the second in the melody, there's no need to write the C minor add second, It could be a suspended second, right? You could remove the third. It could be a ninth if you've got the minor seventh, right? You understand how to name all these things in time, but don't stress about knowing the names of the chords. You need to know what you're doing with the chords. You need to know that you've got a C major. You need to know you're putting a second there or a fourth. And more importantly, you need to know how it sounds and what emotion it gives you when you're playing it. Because they all give you different emotions. There's a minor chord with a second. It's one of my favourites. Beautiful sound up here. It's very sad. So all the feelings have to do with modes. The modes give you feelings, and we're going to get into modes. All this is coming. So there's some exciting videos I can't wait to start making, but I want to get these out of the way because I need to keep these keys as a reference, because you'll be going back to these when we do other exercises and you want to learn, say, the G flat or whatever key you're in. You can go back to that video and I can point you to whatever lesson that's going to be, lesson 10. I can point you to lesson 10, 11, whatever. You can go and skip to that section, learn the hand positions, and come back to the other lesson. So, and we're going to go through all the keys, creating songs together. Right, so I'm going to try to get this more practical, this course, so you can sit there and I'll take it slower and show you. So you stick with me, and by the end of a certain amount of lessons, you're going to be very proficient with the piano. But you've got to know some theory. And if you buy my book, which I have heaps of information in that, and it's just getting better. It's a living document, and I update it. So the more I'm creating and discovering more things, because as a teacher, you never stop learning, and I'm discovering ways to teach you better, and then I reflect that in my book. So once you purchase the first part A of the book, any revisions is free, and I just post it out to you. Now let's keep on going. So that's right hand mobility. So again, with the left hand, we're just doing the same thing. We're just going slowly. And we're going 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4. Now, to remember how to play this, you can do it like that until you reach up. First one's middle and come back, middle. So you can take it slowly while you're trying to remember this. Middle 7, 6, 7, 1, then ring on the second. 1, 7, 1, 7, ring, right? 4, 3, 4, there's the 4. They're fourths. That's a fourth, right? These are your fifths. I always throw in a few tips. We're going to do a whole video on that one. There's a rule. There's only couple of rules you have to remember, but it's very easy to. Once you know your fifths, you can create any other chord almost instantly. It takes some time to sort of, once you get going, but you'll be able to find your intervals pretty fast. All right, so we're practicing this. So we're just going to practice this until you get it. So, wrong note. What are we doing first? Middle, ring, middle, middle, ring, middle, and we come home. All right, so you can take it slowly and go up slowly until you get it. All right, both hands is always tricky. All right. Again, take it slowly. Okay. Now with this, the way we're going to do this is have a look at the bottom. We've got ring, ring, left. Sorry, yeah, ring, bleh, ring, ring, ring. Right hand, right ring, left middle, right middle, left ring, left middle. Now, see how that's awkward to say, right? So we need to break that up. We're going to notice that it's, again, we're going to focus right, left, right, left, okay? And then we're going to remember the sequence of where the middles come in. So we got right, ring, middle, middle, ring, middle, right? So we're going to get that in our head as we're playing, and it's going to become, we could learn this with muscle memory. And but we need to remember where these middle and rings when we play it slowly, because it's going to help you remember this scale, because your muscle memory will fail. You might remember it with muscle memory today and come back in 2 weeks and forget how to play it, and you've got no backup. So this is how you get your backup. Right, let's start. So we're on the F, okay? We know the left goes straight down to the C. So the first thing, we've got a ring there. Then we've got a thumb. We can say thumb too if we like. I think that's going to be much easier. So we're going to go ring, thumb. Then we've got middle, middle, thumb. So middle on the right hand, middle on the left hand, thumb, ring. So we can just start with the one octave first. And what we're trying to get in our brain here is this sequence: ring, mid, thumb. Ring, thumb, middle, middle. Now see how quickly it comes, and you can almost make it like a rhythm, right? Ring, thumb, middle, middle, ring. Thumb. So we're resting. Thumb, middle, middle, thumb, ring. Come down, so do that again. Ring, thumb, ring, thumb, middle, middle, thumb. Thumb's our rest point, right? Right? If we were just doing one octave, it would land on your pinky, and that would be the end on the right. But we brought it to the thumbs because we're going to start again, right? And we're going to start with that ring, right? But once we're past that ring, the rest is the same as we did before. Ring, so it's ring, thumb, middle, then middle. So left middle, right middle, and then we just finish up. And when we're coming back, right, we're going middle, middle, ring, ring on the left, thumb, ring on the right, and middle, middle, right, left, ring. I must have missed that middle on the right there. Let's do it, go back up. Ring, thumb, middle on the left, middle, thumb, middle, thumb, middle, thumb, ring, thumb, middle, thumb. And eventually you'll remember that sequence, right? So you're not only putting into your muscle memory the actual actions, you're putting into your muscle memory. We are building muscle memory, we're just taking it slowly. And you're actually building in the left, middle, left, middle. We're remembering that pattern, right, in a serial fashion, okay? So, but we remember things in serial fashions, and we can repeat things in serial. It's when we break them up and try to start in the center that it gets difficult. And this whole process is, we do that all the time. We try to break our muscle memory all the time, because if you just rely on muscle memory, you've got no backup, and it's completely unreliable. It's not a reliable system, relying just on muscle memory. Right? You could learn a song, then you don't know what to do with it. If you come back and forget it, you have no backup at all. So ring, thumb, middle, left middle, right middle, back to the thumb. Then the ring up here, the ring up here on the right, thumb, middle, middle, ring, ring, thumb, ring, right, middle. So when we thumb here, oh, see, I did that wrong. I did a ring on the right. That's wrong, see? So it's middle, middle, thumb, middle, middle, thumb. So I've got to practice it again. Thumb, middle, thumb, ring, thumb, middle, middle. See, when I'm coming back there, I'm tending to put my ring back there. So I've got to practice that and go ring, thumb, middle, thumb, ring, thumb, till I get used to that. Middle, middle, thumb, middle, middle, thumb. Then I go up here, ring, thumb, middle, 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 thumb, ring, thumb, middle, 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 thumb, ring, thumb, middle, 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 thumb, ring, come down. That's the process, okay? So thinking what you're doing rather than turning off completely and just relying on muscle memory. When we play a song, eventually we will know the song. That thinking isn't something that we'll be trying very hard to do. You have to go through the process of doing the thinking first, right? And then that thinking becomes like, it just goes back and back in your head, right? And it just comes up, it comes back when you need it, right? Because you know that so well now. Ring, thumb, middle, middle, thumb, middle, middle. Right, you can just now play this. And that's how we're going to play it with muscle memory, right? I forgot that too then. So I've got to practice more. So I haven't played this one for quite a while, which is good because I'm showing you the process. Ring, thumb, middle, middle, thumb, right? And then muscle memory is just to play it outright, up and down, okay? And just go no slower this. Now, if you're not, go slowly till you join them. And also be thinking of the numbers too, but we can't be doing too many things at once. 2, 3, we know 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's middle, middle, thumb, middle, middle, ring, ring, middle, ring, ring, thumb, middle, thumb, ring. Now you see how because I forgot that before, I forgot it was a ring, I kept on doing ring. I emphasized it when I was coming back and I said middle to get it in my head until I know it. So you keep on practicing that by saying it, and eventually you can just focus on, say you know the right hand pretty well, right? Say you know that hand, you can just focus on the left, so or the right, whichever. Ring. So I don't know the left, so middle, should it be focused on the left? Middle, middle, ring, ring, middle, middle, ring, middle, ring. So you don't have to focus on every one. If you know one, just focus on the ones you forget. So if you're going slowly, and the good thing about going slowly is that you can see your mistake, right? And so you'll know coming back that, I made a mistake here, I used the fourth finger. So then that's the one you're going to emphasize. And if you're naturally now doing this on the ring, you can drop saying that. Middle, middle, thumb, middle, 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 thumb, ring, thumb, middle, middle, thumb, ring, ring, middle. Just roll back. Middle, we're swinging, we're just saying the rest backwards. Ring, ring, thumb, middle, middle, thumb, ring. Okay? And then we just play that. Once we play it with muscle memory, we're just doing that traditionally. We don't even have to say it, but we say it till we get it really well. And once we get it really well, right, you'll learn it with muscle memory, and then you'll forget saying middle, middle, ring, and you'll come back and you'll look down, but then you'll be able to read what you're doing. So you'll be able to read and go ring. I can see that right finger's on the ring, thumb. Oh, I can see that's the middle. The muscle memory goes there because you've developed the muscle memory. Now you're just reading what you're doing with your hands. It's the opposite now, you see? So when you don't have the muscle memory, you use this to develop the muscle memory, right? The middle ring, middle. When you have the muscle memory, you can play the scale and read down and read. So it works backwards. So it reinforces your learning of it too. But it's always good to have that middle ring, middle. Always go back and make sure you're noting. Like when I'm playing a song, for instance, sure, I know how to play the song without even saying any intervals. But sometimes I'll look and go, what's that? Oh, that's the second. Oh, yeah, that's the minor second here on the major chord. Oh, yeah. And then it reinforces what you're doing, and you look down and you're creating all these memory associations when you're learning songs. So this is the approach. It's quite unique. This whole course is very, very unique. I've designed it because I taught myself this method over many years. I've been playing since a kid. So I taught myself how to do this, and I wrote it in my book. So, and I'm creating the lessons, and I've got my book. I've got endless material now, and I've got many ideas what I want to do with this course. But let's keep on going because it's going to go on. Ear harmonisation. So this is when we just hold down the note, and we just play the scale. So it's like playing a melody over a chord. But we're here, we're just listening for the bass note. So we're listening for the intervals too. We're seeing how it sounds. Now if you want, you can put the fifth in as well. So we just play the scale outright, the way we play it. And we can go up 2 octaves. Oh, sorry, don't hold the pedal. That's the next exercise. We don't want to hold the pedal. That's our tonality training. Okay, that's all we're doing with this exercise. And we can name them too. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4. That's tonality. That's just interval training. I'm mixing them all up now. Tonality training. This is where we hold down the pedal. And what we're doing with tonality is we're trying to hear the key. Now, we don't need to do much tonality training. That does come naturally, but a singer sings in key. So we're trying to hear that key. Okay. If you've seen the previous videos, you know what all this is about by now. Okay. Interval training is when you're listening for the interval. So you're playing the F while you're playing the scale on the right. You're not holding the pedal because you really want to hear, and you want to shut up and listen, and you want to note the numbers in your head, 4, 3, 2, but note them in your head. And then play it and then say it. 4, 3, 2, 3. Because you want to hear it first. And then when you say it, it reinforces it into your memory of how it sounds. It's happening subconsciously. It's a bit like when you write something down, you learn something. But if you write it down, you remember it, right? This works the same way, but you're remembering to hear the interval. You might not think that anything's happening, right? But it is. It's little tiny bit at a time. The more you do, the better you get. But instead of just doing these boring exercises, we're gonna make it a bit more fun as we go in the next few exercises. But this comes naturally when you're learning songs. So when we get past all these key videos, they'll be there as a reference, so you can always go back to them just to learn how to do the hand movements on the scale, so you can practice and learn the scale. And then we're going to write songs within every different key. We're going to start with C and then go to F and then B flat. And we're going to go around the circle of fifths this way and then this way. I haven't turned my light on. I knew I'd forget to do that. Let me turn it on now. So I'm a bit brighter now. I was in the dark. It doesn't matter. So melody training. Okay? So we put constraints so we can focus on what we're doing, reduce our options. Right? So we're not diluting what we're learning, and we can learn things faster with constraints. So we're going to learn the scale here too. So with this, we hold down the F. Now we can move up and down the scale. We can play notes twice. We're trying to work out a melody. And we need to play at the same hand movement, the fingers, as we did with the scale, right? So that's part of one of the constraints, okay? These are all the constraints. Let's move on. Then we drop a constraint. Now we can skip notes, but we still have to use the same finger numbers, right? So we can't do that with our pinky, right? But we can go. That type of thing. Now you can play that, you don't have to play that every time. What we're trying to do here is we want to emphasize a particular feeling, right? So now it's pretty restrictive still, right? So we're going to drop one more constraint. Now you can do anything with your hands as long as you're in the same key. Now we're still constrained by just playing the left, right? I should actually write that constraint down. You can only play with the left hand, you're only playing the F, but I've told you that, so that's all right. Right, so we're just mucking around. Now you want to change chords too now, but we're going to get to that point. Right, so we're just training out. We're just learning the scale basically, but we're trying to now start to get your fingers moving and start to, hear intervals, start to learn little melodies and play little melodies and get your all those fingers moving. It's a bit like the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. It's not that exciting. I mean, excuse this cough, but it's all leading up to somewhere fantastic. So do your practicing, go through the courses, go back to knowing all your notes off by visualising, closing your eyes, visualise them. Learn about intervals. Intervals might be a little tricky at first, the second video, lesson 2. But we're going to be revisiting that. You can always re-watch that video. If you haven't even seen it yet, go watch it. Right? It talks about what the intervals are. And then the Western major scale shows you how to make all your scales. And then these lessons and videos will be much easier because you already know the scales. So watch lesson 3. This is a structured course. Right? This whole course is structured 1, 2, 3 lessons. And I will throw in some other things here and there, other videos. But the lesson videos also all have lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. And when we get to subtopics like chords, there'll be lesson, say, 20 chords, part 1, lesson 21 chords, part 2, lesson 23 chords, part 3. That idea. Because chords, there's going to be a lot of videos in the chords, heaps of videos, because chords gets more complex in my book, right? So, and then there'll be also modes. Actually, modes is the more... I was thinking of modes. Chords will have the same. It'll have multiple videos. But modes is going to have a lot of videos, modes, because it gets complex. But there's a purpose to modes. It's help you to be a better player. Right? I have these little formulas which is that you can look at, and then you can experiment with them and use them as a guide. They're just a guide. You're not following like a crutch. They're a guide to help you work out. It's a modal formula. Right, so I call that a pure modal formula and a keyed modal formula. So I've invented my own creations in this book, but they're designs to help you transpose, work out scales, remember scales in an easier way, rather than trying to remember all the interval numbers. You remember as a all your modes as a mode and a mode operation. and you want to keep those operations small. Usually you have 2 altered operations. So you have a mode, and you know all your modes on all your keys once you practice all your keys. And if you know the alteration you're doing, it's much easier to remember than it is to remember the actual numbers of the... And you just use that. And once you know what you're doing with your hands, you're relying on your visualization as well. And this concept allows you to transpose to any key you want. It's quite a very powerful and new concept that I've never seen anywhere before. So this is it's an academic approach, but it's also a practical approach as well. And I've married the 2 together. So you don't just leave theory over there, right? Theory's over there and you never see it again. The theory in my book is theory you can take and you can use it, and all the mode sections is about composition and improvisation. Right? If you don't want to be a composer or an improviser, that's fine. The modes, but you need to improv. You're not going to be. This whole course isn't about just playing what you read on sheet music. It's about improvising too. So you really need the modes if you're doing this course. Anyway, questions and answers. Do I have any questions today? How long does it take? Oh, James, yes. Thanks, James. How long does it take for the ear to recognise intervals? Well, it happens subconsciously, right? And if you do the right things with regular practice, and of course, the more you do, the better it's going to become. But you can achieve very good results. When I started focusing on my ear, because I was playing a lot of chords I was very good at doing Chordify, if you've ever seen that, .net, if you ever go to that. And I was very good at playing chords. But I wasn't good at hearing melodies and playing melodies. And that came a bit later. And I started to develop that a bit later. Excuse me. And then that's where my book really took off. And I developed my ear within the year. I developed it within a year, and I was getting very good. But there was a process that I did. There was a process, and the process was that I'd take a song from Ultimate Guitar Tabs, so chords and lyrics, but I would listen, you'd listen for the melody, and I'd write it down in intervals, the melody in intervals, and I'd write it down. So the process is listening to a song first, working it out, and you just get better and better at doing that. And it's not to listen for, it's not to say have a song with no information, right, and trying to work out the chords and just play it. That will come in time too. You'll be able to hear the chord, you'll know where it fits in the key. That all comes in time, but we're not focusing on that now. The melody's the most important we're focusing on. We want to hear that melody. So we listen for the melody, and once we know it, we write it down, right? And then we say it and we practice it, and we move on from there. And eventually we develop that ear, and we can do that within a year. Even the more you do, the better you're going to get. And you'll get very good at it. Your hand will magically find it. You'll hear a song. If you got the chords and lyrics, I don't even think about it. Most of the time my hand just finds it. Sometimes it's a bit trickier. Some classical pieces can be a bit trickier, and I go, okay. But eventually you just get better and better at it. And I'm still improving myself. I've been getting better and better and better, and I can't believe, how good can you actually get? I'm wondering, how good can you get? And I just keep on going and just see, So I'm learning too, A good teacher is a good student, and I never stop learning. And I'm always investigating other videos just to see what they're doing. And if there's anything I can add to put in my book, I can improve. But most of this stuff was developed over 30 years and of playing. Anyway, that's it. The best practice to develop your ears to hear me. Yes, I've said all that. Achieved within a year. Okay, that's that answering. Okay, the biggest hurdle, this is by far the biggest hurdle for any musician is their belief in their own ability. When I was younger, the biggest hurdle was believing that I could actually, be a musician, and I never considered myself, even by being learning all the chords and playing, I didn't really believe it, you know, and especially I wouldn't believe I'd be a teacher and teaching it. And I was doing other jobs, you know. I was a computer programmer. I did all these other stuff, and but music was my passion, and I wanted to just do music. I love playing music, but I love teaching too. I discovered that about myself, that I love teaching. Probably because I love talking. That's probably why. But I like to see other students grow. You know, so this platform, YouTube, is going to be fantastic. I'm really enjoying this. And I'm not doing it just for views, even though the views are going to be nice if I get and takes off. I just want to start to interact with students. And I've got a little start. You know, I've got a few students, but not that many. And I want to build up more, right? But it doesn't matter. Even I've got these few students and they're learning, I'm happy, you know, and we're working together and developing together. So there's a lot of videos coming, and I'm excited about it. I can't wait to get some of these going. I just got to finish these scale ones. Playing music by ear isn't some god. Yeah, that people think that, yeah, playing by ear is something that it's only for the few, you know. Anyone can, if you can hear a melody and remember it, right? So you haven't heard a song for ages and then you hear it and go, oh yeah, I remember that. If you can remember that you've heard that melody before, you can do this, you know. We all can understand each other, the language. We're very good at hearing relative pitch. So you can learn to play by ear. It's just a matter of now getting your fingers moving to what you're hearing. And sometimes you can hear it and not describe what you're hearing out of your mouth. So like I can hear, sometimes I'll hear a chord, my hand will know where it is, but I'm not sure what it is sometimes. Sometimes I have a feeling what it is and I've got my reference, like I can sing in any note, right? And you need that reference, that, you know, in your head, and you go, but your hands know where it is. It's really weird. Maybe if I practice saying it a bit more, the actual chord I hear, I could do it, you know. But it's what's the point of just saying the chord? You want to play it. So that's the important bit. So you hear, you know. So I don't put too much, you know, emphasis on that. As long as my hands can find it, that's the main thing. Anyone can play a song by ear by the minute. Yep. Yeah, and don't fall in the trap of letting people tell you you're tone deaf. Or, you know, like someone can't sing fine. Doesn't necessarily mean they're tone deaf, right? Just because they can't hold a tune. Because being tone deaf is a disorder. It's a physical disorder, and it's very rare. It's not something that, you know, everyone calls, oh, you're tone deaf, you can't sing. They can't sing because they haven't practiced. That's why they can't sing. They're not doing the right things. They're just listening to a song, thinking, oh, I can sing, and start to sing. But they haven't actually gone through the process of learning to sing. Everyone thinks they can sing and then get on karaoke, and some people are just born naturally can do it. It's not that the people who can't do that, you know, can't learn to do that. Yes, sure, some people can learn faster than others. It could be that they grew up with singing. They were singing a lot. They heard singing a lot, which is usually probably the case. There's probably a lot of singing in the family or something to do with it. Some people are sort of naturally more gifted, but everyone can learn it, and it isn't that hard to do. So don't let anyone tell you you're a bad singer, even though you could be a bad singer, right? Accept it and own it. All right, I'm a shit singer. But say to yourself, don't just stop there and say, I'm a shit singer, I can never sing, or I can never learn to play, I never play by ear. Don't ever let you tell you that, because what you need to say to yourself, okay, I'm shit now, but if I do the right things, I can get better, right? And eventually you will. And I've got a whole section on part 2 of my book on singing and how I improve my vocals. And I've only done this recently with my vocals, and I'm improving them every day and stretching that octave range, and learning to add harmonics in your voice and your middle voice and mixing it. And I'll probably there's a couple of good books I'll probably recommend down the track, but yeah. Get yourself, if you want to sing, a singing coach would be great. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that can help you, right? But my approach is the biggest thing with singing is listening and hearing. Doing the playing, learning this method first really lends itself very well to when you come time to sing. It's sort of like a marriage, this whole process of learning to play and singing. It's just it's a marriage, because we learn by hearing the melody and we sing melodies, right? When we learn intervals and learn to listen to the intervals, if you can hear the intervals, you're listening for melody, and then automatically you sing it. So we'll get there. We'll get there. This channel's going to grow. It's going to grow. I know it's going to grow because my business plan says it will grow. And I'm really enjoying this. And I've already, selling my book on it here. I'm not going to rely on YouTube paying me money because I don't trust YouTube for a start. I love YouTube. I think it's a great platform and it's big. But I've seen what they can do to channels. If they don't like you, they can just cancel you anytime. So I'm not building a business plan around YouTube paying me ad money. My business plan is selling my book and creating the best videos I can, and I'm backing them up as well. I've got a Rumble site. I've got to add a few more. It's very slow to upload to Rumble. But I have all my videos, all my lesson videos in Rumble as well. So that's my backup. But, I'll behave myself on YouTube, so I won't give them any reason to cancel me. But that's possible, they can cancel you. If they don't like you, they'll cancel you. And I don't like that of the big tech, what they can do, but that's what they can do. They got no reason to do it to me, but I have been political in the past, so on another channel, and they're all linked. They know who you are, so anyway, I don't trust them, but anyway. Next lesson, lesson 11. All right, so we're doing the B flat. So we're going through the rest of the keys here, okay? So it's going around in fourths. So we've got B flat, E flat, then we've got A flat, D flat, and G flat. So we'll just go through all those, right? That's it for this lesson. Thanks for being here, and the PDF for this lesson again is available. Just follow the link in the description, and I'll see you next lesson. Next lesson we've got B flat. All right, see you then. Bye. Hey, what are you doing? What's he doing? He wanted to say hello. I won't translate what he said. What are you still doing here? Get out of that basement. Get out, get some fresh air, right? Breathe, do some gardening, come back, do some practice. Practice. All right, see you. Bye.